You know, Chad, Just Love has always been about families. It's always been about how can we support families through adoption? How can we partner with people who are doing good in the world?
Yeah.
And Advanced Camps is doing some amazing work in the world. You know, I remember some fond memories of my dad and I working on my first car was a 1957 Chevrolet.
That's super cool.
Bought it out of the middle of a pasture for $200 and didn't have a rear end underneath it.
It was a real project.
It was a real project. It really was. But I love that car because it was a father and son project.
Yeah.
And, you know, Advanced Camps seems to be providing that experience to young men who wouldn't have otherwise had that.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct. You know, our young men, we specifically mentor fatherless young men between 6th and 12th grade. And what we deem as fatherless is no dad living in the home. But the stories are very broad. I have campers that come to our camp that the dads passed away. Others that the dads have abandoned. Dads that are incarcerated. So it's really all over the board. That these guys don't have a consistent positive male role model or a dad figure in the home that's speaking to their lives. So yeah, we're filling that gap is what we're doing. The gap that you got filled with your dad, that's where we're stepping in and filling that gap.
What do you, when you think about what Advanced Camps is doing, how are you doing that? What is your program like? What are you doing to bring that experience to these young men?
Yeah, so right now we're currently touching 5 states, 27 day camps across the nation. And what it looks like is a day camp, spending the day with these young men. We're very trade-centric. The reason behind that is hopefully creating a career path for these young men that statistically will not end up in a 4-year college degree. But then just introducing them to the world of industry, general contracting or welding or blacksmithing or automotive, you know, some automotive restoration, lawn care. And so what it does is, what it looks like is we pull them aside for the day, speak life into them, but then also teach them these trades. Walk beside them to do it. And we have mentors that come in that volunteer their time and sit beside these young men working on a project just like your dad did with your car. You know, walk through changing oil in a vehicle or changing brakes on a van of ours, or sitting next to them on a bank fishing and just spending time with them shoulder to shoulder.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So have you already seen the impact that you're making in those lives? Are there success stories that you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So our nonprofit's been running for just over 6 years. Tennessee is our most recent. We've been in Tennessee for about 1.5 years. And we actually just had to reschedule our last camp. Y'all got a snowstorm here. The Nashville airport wouldn't let me fly in. So I actually got a message from my mom saying, my son looks forward to this camp every time you guys have it. He's really bummed you guys are having to reschedule. And first thing I did is I kind of dropped my head. I'm like, man, I failed this guy. And I realized, no, I didn't fail this guy. I've now got to speak into his life, and I've made an impact on his life.
That's amazing.
So this is a win that this guy looks forward to every opportunity he has to sit with these young men, sit with the mentors, learn a new skill, learn a new trade, and just get good dude time. This guy actually for the last about 6 months has been living in a mission. His mom didn't have a home. Him and his mom didn't have a home. I just got word from them 2 weeks ago that they finally have a home that they're living in. And this guy, his life trajectory has now changed because he has men sitting beside him, speaking to him to his life, sharing Jesus with him. And so it's just been that's been one of the most recent really cool stories. But probably one of the most impactful that keeps coming to mind is the full circle. And that's our goal, right? Is to create this full circle. I have a guy in Texas camp that graduated high school and graduated with a ASE certification in brakes. So when he came to camp and we taught automotive, we teach high-level stuff. We bring in a product knowledge expert that does this for a living. And so they know what the industry looks like. And the guy said, man, this is really cool. So then at the high school, they have a CTE program, which is the technical education side of it. So he decided he's going to get his brake certification. So he's ASE certified in brakes when he left high school. Now he's going to UTI, University of Texas Institute, I think is what it stands for, to become a diesel mechanic.
Oh, wow.
In the midst of that, I go to him and say, hey, man, we got to do an automotive camp. We're going to do brakes and oil change on one of our fleet vans. Can you teach it? So now this 19-year-old that's pursuing a trade industry because he's introduced to it through advanced camp, came back and is now teaching the next generation automotive.
Oh, wow.
And he has now become like our in-house mechanic.
Nice.
So I messaged him and said, hey, man, we got another brake job for you. Are you willing to do it? He takes the vehicles for us, does the maintenance on it, working through a certification, working on a career path. And this young man came out of a below poverty living lifestyle and now is projecting himself into a 6-figure job as a diesel mechanic.
Wow.
So this is that's just one of the 130 plus that we've impacted over the last 6 years as a young man.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So Chad, tell me let me start that one again. So Chad, Just Love, with the sale of the Advanced Camps coffee, we give $5 of every bag to you that's sold online, goes to you, and then $2 of every bag that's sold in a store goes to the organization. Where does that money lead to? What does that money go towards? How will we use those funds?
So the stage of our nonprofit right now it's neat because we're in a big growing state. And so with that donation, with those funds coming into us, that's going to just blow the doors open for us, because it may seem like a little bit, but for us, it's a lot. It makes a really big impact. Every bag will make a bigger impact with us because our organization runs so tight budget.
Sure.
So what it's going to do for us is we're going to be able to impact more single moms, because we're directly impacting the fatherless. So we're impacting more single moms and allowing us to grow deeper roots in each one of our current locations. So be able to grow deeper roots in the Tennessee area, the South Fort Worth area in Texas, the Fort Lauderdale area, and then also in the Portland, Oregon area. So it's going to be able to expand and reach more in those areas. But the neat thing is we've been confronted by Hawaii, by Georgia, by North Las Vegas, by Arizona, to expand in those areas. So this could give us opportunity to even expand into more areas to impact more fatherless and more single moms across the nation.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it'll be a bigger impact because of Just Love Coffee and these bags of coffee.
Well, Chad, I hope that your mission aligns so well with Just Love's mission, because we want to be a catalyst for love. Mm-hmm. You are doing such an amazing job of showing a catalyst for love to those young men that are fatherless. I think it's just a tremendous work you're doing, and I appreciate you for doing that. I'm so grateful that you're there, and grateful that we can partner together and do this. Yeah,
it's a huge blessing to us for sure. I mean, I was really encouraged when we got to meet and hear about what y'all are doing through the Cause Coffees. It's huge encouragement that we got to be a part of that. Because a lot of times in ministry, it can get tiring, right? And then to get that encouragement and to know that y'all are willing to come beside us and help us reach more fatherless, reach the orphan and the widow is who we're trying to reach, the orphan and the widow. So.
Absolutely. So if you are wanting to support a great organization, Advanced Camp is a phenomenal organization. Go out, purchase the Advanced Camp coffee. $5 of every bag sold online, and $2 of every bag that's sold in the store goes to this great organization. It is amazing, and you'll be doing good and enjoying some great coffee.
Yeah.
Enjoying helping a great cause.
We picked a very good roast, so
it is phenomenal.
It is a really good roast, both hot and cold. That's it. That's why I picked it.
There you go.
I love my cold brews.
Yeah.
And so it's a great roast. So super excited about it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Chad, for being here. Appreciate it.
Yep.